Google alphabet soup is when you type a keyword into Google search followed by a letter. This gives you back autocomplete suggestions of what Google thinks you may want to search for based on what others who type in those words usually then go on to search for. This gives you back way more keywords than any keyword research tool ever could, and it's probably the most up-to-date data you can find on the internet. Later on in this video I'm going to share some pretty major revelations I've had in terms of why this is my preferred method of keyword research, and I'll also share some other ways you can use it for client SEO as well. But first, let me show you how to do it. Open an incognito window, then go to Google and search for "can you space" followed by your keyword. In this example I'm going to use AirPods. And what we'll get back here is a bunch of different things that people normally put in this space right here. So we'll see, can you track AirPods, can you connect AirPods, can you trade in AirPods, can you use AirPods? And from here, we've now got a bunch of different things we know people are searching for, or ways people search for stuff to do with AirPods. So let's use the example of connect, but we could also use the word use in there because I know there's going to be a lot of good informational keywords there too. So from here, in a matter of seconds, I've found out that people are often looking for, can you connect AirPods to, and then a bunch of different things. At this point here, we now know the most important ones to target because these are the ones that are most commonly searched for. Otherwise, Google wouldn't be suggesting them to us. However, I like to totally blanket a keyword, and so I want to go after absolutely everything. If you're just going after a few keywords, these would be the ones to do. But if you want to go through and use this alphabet soup method, then the way you could do this from here is you then put a space and you put the letter A. And there you can see that people are looking for, can you connect AirPods to Android? So I would do it like this. And I would just note down all these different ones. Apple Watch, a Samsung, a TV, etc. And I would go through all of these different ones here, and then next I will do B, and then we can see there we've got Bush TV, we've got British Airways. So then you'd go through all of those ones right there, and then you go C, and then we can see Chromebook, and then we could keep going down, and then we'd go D, E, and get all the way through to Z. And then from there we've got a massive list of different articles that we can create. One of the main improvements I've made to the way I do SEO is I work a lot more efficiently now, and this is a great example of that, because if we was to just go through and prioritise these articles that Google has given us back here now, when we then come back and we want to find more articles to write that contain that phrase, can you connect AirPods to something, we'll have to then go through and check to see whether we've already created content on it or not. And it's quite hard to remember things when you're looking back at keyword research that you've done 5 months ago, for example. Whereas if we was to go through and do the whole lot today, and it's only going to take probably 30-40 minutes to go through and do the whole lot, then I can know that that has been fully done and we've gone through every single keyword that contains that phrase. Another good reason is topical authority, because once you've gone through this alphabet soup method and you've covered every single phrase that comes up when you put these different letters in, Google is going to see that and know for sure that you are an authority on that topic, providing the information you give is actually better than what other people are giving. Another really good thing about using this method is it means that your writer's going to become an expert on this topic, because it's quite hard for anybody to write 40, 50, 60 articles on something without knowing a lot about what needs to be said in an article that's very similar to it. So it's going to make it a lot more efficient for them. An example of this is that British Airways keyword we looked at earlier. If we was to write an article on, can you connect AirPods to British Airways, then that article is going to be very similar to an article on, can you connect AirPods to Emirates, can you connect AirPods to EasyJet, and all of these different airlines. It's going to be pretty much the same content over and over again, rewritten, reworded, and made specific to that airline. The writer might find this a bit boring, but it means they're going to be able to get a hell of a lot more work done in the same amount of time. On top of that, when you're working at scale, it's often not worth investing the time in to create custom graphics for every single article you publish. However, when you use this method, you can sometimes get away with just creating 1 or 2 really high quality graphics and then just reusing them through all 60 articles. So using this example of the AirPods, if we do a search for, I don't really know much about these, so I'm going to find something to use as an example here. So this right here, we've got the false sensor. Now let's say one of the things you have to do is press that false sensor to connect it. Don't know if you do, but I'm going to use it as an example. Then what we could do is we could recreate this graphic right here. So we could come over to Pixabay, do a search for AirPods, find a picture that has the false sensor visible on it, like this one. Grab that image, bring it into Photoshop, put that image in there, and then we could just annotate it, and we could do something better than this, but I'll just do it quick. False sensor, like that, and then we could get a little arrow or something pointing to it, like that, and then we could reuse that image on all of those different articles. And then finally, you can create a template for a really high quality featured image like the one you see right here, and then you can just swap out the different image for each thing. So this would be the one for British Airways, then I would just change that image for Emirates, and then I would just change that image for EasyJet, and each time all I'd have to do is just come in here and then replace that with whatever the name is of the article and that image, and we can leave that as is, and this arrow and the question mark as is. Some of the other ways you can use this, we've already looked at the can use space keyword, but you could go through here and do A, B, C and manually see what comes up. For example, with this one, if we was actually building a website specifically about AirPods and we went through this would be amazing. Can you adjust volume on AirPods? Can you adjust bass? Can you answer calls? Can you answer calls with? Can you add to Find My? Can you AirPlay and use? There's loads here. Can you buy single AirPods? Can you bring on a plane, etc. So we could go through all these different ones here and find more that way. There's also the how to space keyword, and that would give us the information. So how to space AirPods, we'd be able to see right here how to reset, how to clean, how to connect. We already found that, but that would be a way to find that one there as well. How to find, make AirPods louder, and there's another one right there. So we could do how to make AirPods A, announce messages as loud as possible, B, beep, battery lasts longer, C, connect, charge faster, comfortable, D, etc. So we could go through and do all of those ones there. Then there's also this one that's good, so keyword keeps, so we could do AirPods keep or keeps, and then we could do A, activating Siri, activating voice control, B, beeping, breaking up. So that's another really good one we could use. We could also use the not, so AirPods not connecting, automatically connecting, appearing on Bluetooth, Apple, appearing to Find My as loud, being detected, etc. Then there's the or the versus keyword, and we'd only want to do one of these, but then make sure that in your conclusion you switch it up. So if it was going to be AirPods versus AirPods Pro, you would want to do your conclusion as AirPods Pro or AirPods, which is better, and then you'd conclude there, and then that way you've targeted both the versus and the or keyword. And then finally there's the best keyword for, and so AirPods isn't probably going to make much sense in this scenario, but we could do best earphones for, and then we've got Android, airplane travel, Apple iPhone. With the B we've got bass, bed, boxing, bike riding. With the C we've got calls, cycling, calls, conference calls, etc. So those are some of the other ones you could use. As I say, you could do those for client SEO, you could do those for affiliate SEO, and it really fits in with anything. If you were doing e-commerce, you might not go after the best, but it's still the exact same logic. You'd do earphones for, and then all the different filtered category pages. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and also leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.